What is the First Nation group and what does it do?
So First Nation Group is an incredible team of really talented people, about 160 people in our company. And what we do is we sell medical, surgical supplies, particularly respiratory and sleep devices, to the federal government, particularly the VA and individual veterans.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is awesome.
Yeah.
It is
I
awesome.
did a bunch of research last night. And I was just kind of trying to, place where this was at. So, why do you think that's important?
So, we are specialists in the federal government contracting, which is complex. And so we offer to our manufacturing partners the opportunity to work with the federal government through us. So a lot of red tape. We understand it all. We're experts in procurement and whatnot. And it is a really great mission and job to work with the VA and with the veterans. And we ship about 2,000 shipments a day. And 80% of those go directly to a veteran's home. And we field 65,000 customer service questions and discussions. And most of those are with veterans. So we really feel like we touch their lives. And it's a great pride to us that when from the date of order in, order out that day, we're a little Amazon, order in, order out, delivery in 2 to 5 days. And so we feel like it's down to the warehouse guy that we can really make a difference. And when you go, no matter what you're doing in First Nation Group, you feel like you're making a difference. And so makes it a very unique opportunity to serve.
That must be rewarding.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So on a day-to-day basis, how does that reward you in your life? How does that impact your life?
Oh, for me, I think always at Hope that, your ideal job is one that you feel capable of doing, but it's for some greater good. And I think a lot of people know this about veterans and people who serve. And I think when you come out of a government service or a veteran, you want to kind of continue that. First Nation Group has all of the features of that, where it's a close-knit team, it's a family, we work very good together, care about each other, and work hard, are profitable, have money to give away. You can put no better balance in, and besides that, everybody's paid well. So it's great. Why not?
Happy people working is,
a
good company.
Every day.
Absolutely. So tell me about the recent launch of the pharmaceuticals division.
So our core expertise is working.
Can you say that? Can we say First Nations? First Nation groups.
Recent launch of the pharmaceutical.
I don't want to feed you words.
No, but please. First Nations launch of the pharmaceutical group adds a dimension to our what we would call our core business, where we are providing medical devices to veterans in the VA. Providing pharmaceutical, we're using that same energy, expertise to in the generic drug market to offer to our OEM partners expertise in the federal government, analysis, data analysis. So they'll have something very unique to serve them vis-a-vis First Nation Group. And then for our employees, it's a way to grow so that they have more opportunities and they can move from the device side to the pharmaceutical side. And then for the veteran in the VA, we plan, and part of our business plan is to be able to provide specialty generics at a better price. So it's very exciting for us.
That is really exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah. I love your bracelet.
Thank you. This is a rosary.
Yeah. really, really pretty.
Could we get just that precursor again, just so we make sure we say First Nation Group, just the First Nation Group's recent launch of pharmaceuticals?
Yeah.
So let me just ask that question because we'll cut this up.
Sure.
So tell me about the recent launch of your pharmaceutical division, First Nation Pharmaceuticals. So you would say First Nation, like,
right.
As you know, yeah.
Right. First Nation Group's recent launch of the pharmaceuticals has really been an exciting thing for us. It will expand our core, which has been for the last 30 years, medical device, sleep and respiratory devices. Launching into pharmaceutical will expand our platform, and is really very exciting for our manufacturers of the pharmaceuticals, will be the distributors. It will offer them a platform, very unique platform, one, our expertise in the federal government and the distribution of the federal government, as well as some very detailed analytics. And then for our employees, an opportunity to expand in terms of as we grow, they can grow, more opportunities in the company, and certainly for the VA and the veteran and Department of Defense as well. They'll have an opportunity, if we fully execute our business plan, to be able to get specialty generic products at a much more reasonable price.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Yeah. That's awesome. Like I was telling Tim, I have a couple of uncles that are frequent the Ann Arbor VA.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. For years. I mean, my uncle Bo, non-vet, 27 plus years at the VA here. And
for many, they wouldn't go anywhere else. That is their peeps, right?
Yeah.
And they do a great job for most. Yep, I agree.
Absolutely. So why is charitable giving important to you and the mission of First Nation Group?
So First Nation Group is, as I describe it, is a for-profit company with nonprofit goals. So the charitable giving piece is part of the fabric. It is First Nation Group. And so the charitable giving, for some speak of it as we work to give, we work to serve, and it is just a dimension. It is, in some vernacular, they call it the double bottom line, the triple bottom line. For us, it's just part of who we are. So we use First Nation as a platform for giving. Either our warehouses, it might be hiring the unhireable, as we have done in Detroit, or using it as a part of the Loyola Work Employment Program for high schoolers. We're using the warehouse for the summer clinic for the Paralyzed Veterans of America. So that, and then of course we do a tremendous amount financially in terms of giving to a whole variety. Our motto is, in terms of our charitable focus, is to serve veterans and the underserved where we live and work. And so if you fit into that category, First Nation is, I heard the word benefactor. We can be a very significant benefactor to that group.
Can I just get you to say First Nation Group will be a benefactor to...
Yep. Want me to do that whole thing again?
Just that very last statement.
You see how hard she works, and she has not, in fact. First, so what did you want me to say?
You're looking at me. You said First Nation Group is
can be a significant benefactor.
So First Nation Group can be a significant benefactor to any group that fits in the category of veterans and the underserved where we live and work.
And then just one more time. There's just a little something happened outside. I just want to make sure we get the last one perfect.
Okay. Give me a cue.
Right.
Give me another cue.
And go.
So First Nation Group can be a significant benefactor for who our core mission for our charitable giving is our veterans and the underserved where we live and work.
You happy?
Great. Yep.
Cool. So that's a good transition kind of into the next one. Tell me about your national funding charitable giving for partners, i.e. Paralyzed Veterans of America, Disabled American Veterans, Veterans Matter, and Oscar Mike.
Just talk about that, like national giving.
Can I do the tier? Okay, because that's what I thought that was begging for.
More like just a message.
Yeah.
Blanket, yeah.
So the way our giving, First Nation.
Okay. Just breath.
Yeah.
We're into it. So.
The structure for First Nation groups giving is we have what we call a national scope. That was what we call our corporate national giving. Each of our groups, our regions, and we're in 5 big regions, they have an allocation. And then we have an employee match program where employees can choose to give to any charitable group that they want, and we match it 10-1. And then we have the 4th group is really a very direct focus back into the VA, and it's our field sales team who go to all the VAs over the course of 3 years, assess needs and whatnot. And they have an allocation, and in each VA, they have the equivalent of in a private hospital, it would almost be like the women's sodality, where there is a group in the hospital that is focused on the patient needs, extra things that the hospital wouldn't otherwise pay for. And so that particular bucket, as we call it, would be focused to the veterans who come to the hospital or these care programs, long-term care or whatnot. And we have a team of about 20 for whom that is allocated. So our national giving would be the very large national philanthropies. And one is the Paralyzed Veterans of America. I'll take us a little step back. We focus, especially at the national level, we focus on the Secretary of the VA's top priorities for veterans. And for years it was eradicate homelessness. And then now, neck and neck is suicide prevention. So those are our 2 top priorities as well, since our company's profit side is the VA, 90%. And then, so we focus at least that much or more back in, to a veteran causes. So in the eradicate of homelessness, we were probably charter members of Veterans Matter, which is a Toledo start-up philanthropy focused on one veteran at a time, put him in houses, and I don't have the number right offhand, but it's 4,000 or better. But so Veterans Matter there. And suicide prevention is obviously, if we knew how to do it, we would all do it better and we would participate. But we have found and have a real passion for those groups that are doing adaptive sports for veterans. And so Paralyzed Veterans of America, Disabled American Vets, the VA itself has these programs that are that really will take a veteran who is severely wounded or paralyzed and really launch them back into life. And they do it with sport. And they do it with sport or music or literature or these things, but just reintroduce them to this new life. So Oscar Mike, On the Move, Noah Courier, a quadriplegic guy himself, injured. These guys bring in paralyzed veterans and they launch them, and they have really programs that I just know at the camp, the first thing they do is they parachute. They just jump out of an airplane. So if you can parachute, then certainly you can do these other things. So Oscar Mike stands for On the Move. We're big supporters there. Paralyzed Veterans of America, their focus is paralyzed veterans, and they have developed over the last 25, 30 years a really state-of-the-art adaptive sports program that really raises the boat for everybody that's paralyzed when it comes to sports, and we're talking all kinds of sports, skiing, surfing, everything. So those have been our focus at the national level, but we even find individuals once we choose, or a national group will seek us out. We find also, once exposed, many of our employees also use that as part of their own charitable giving. So we might do it at corporate level. We might even do it at the local level, and also at the employee match level. So, and that's been a very rewarding thing, because we are a team and a family. They are a team and a family, and it's like having many cousins. It's a very warm reception from them, and they get it from us. So it's been great.
It's like a big family.
It is a big family.
That's so neat. Kind of gave me chills.
And
Kind of
perfectly stated exactly how we operate.
Yeah, and Tim was like, Cheryl will really nail this one down.
Oh, that one I know.
He kind of to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll hop back in. Yeah, that's so cool.
It is cool.
That is so neat. Can you tell me about First Nations groups, $100,000 contribution to the Oscar Mike Capital campaign?
And of course, you don't have to use $100,000. You can just say.
No, I can. This one would be okay for it, don't you think? Because it is, and I might not have it right, but I'll try. Just summarize what I think it is.
Yeah.
I could be off, right?
Help with their hangar.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Continue their mission on the move.
Yes. Yes. First of all, First Nation Group is a really big supporter of Oscar Mike On the Move and its owner, Noah Courier. So Noah, I always think when I see Noah, I want to be like Noah when I grow up. He has done a very successful for-profit company for nonprofit goals. His is much more direct than ours. They have very high quality products. He sells shirts and apparel, and their money goes directly into the Oscar Mike Foundation, which their mission is keeping veterans on the move, and they're doing an adaptive sports on steroids. So they have a compound up in Illinois, and in that compound, and it's finding the best way to serve Oscar Mike and Noah's and his team's mission. We've tried a number of different ways. They have what we call our company store. So if somebody wants to buy an Oscar Mike shirt, it's a Oscar Mike made shirt, but it's a First Nation Group company shirt. They can buy it through Oscar Mike. They get it at a discount. We donate the discount to Oscar Mike. Somebody gets a shirt, they get a little bit of money, and then they make a sale on their profit side. But it's always been relatively small dollars to support him, and in large part, we met them in 2019 and COVID hit, and their program really had to shut down as a practical matter, a little bit here, a little bit there. But this is their 10th anniversary. So they have a campaign where they are pulling together donors to build a very large hangar for storage of all of their equipment is adaptive equipment, and it's big and it's heavy, and they've got ATVs and kayaks, and and so they're going to have hopefully this big hangar that will serve as a storage, and then anything else they need. And so this is the biggest campaign, maybe their first big campaign. So I think September is our month. Our commitment is $100,000, but we're hoping that it will be matching. So we have committed to up to $100,000 and hope at the end of September they will have $200,000. So that's our goal. And it'll come, our corporate goal would be this corporate, but we'll have employees giving, and we hope our OEM partners will give, and they will also advertise to their broader constituency that if you give in September, that will match. So we're really excited. It's a drop in the bucket when it comes to this very big capital campaign, but I think it'll start the momentum, and we're confident that they will get their hanger. They set their mind to something, they do it, and so they have a very, very exciting program. Yep. It is, isn't it?
It's very exciting.
That's exciting. So one weird thing about interviews is I want to agree with you and say and like okay and talk to you throughout the way, but I can't do it for audio. So with my facial expressions when I'm giving you big smiles.
Yeah, and that helps me.
Yeah.
It helps me, right, for conversation.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well,
it sounds like they do so
if you think Fisher House is cool, what do you see Oscar Mike?
I mean, it sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
Like for selfish reasons. You know?
Oh yeah. And they do. Well, we were volunteered up there, but they literally had to close down for it's been almost 2 years. I don't even think they've done anything this.
And they're working
summer.
with high level injury.
Yeah.
Eyesight loss. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Such an amazing thing to do for veterans. Like,
oh yeah.
Anybody that has something like that.
These are all veterans.
Yeah.
But Mindy, think of when you listen, if you have a chance to see the website and see some of his what do you call them? Not tutorials. Testimonial.
Yeah.
But when he talks about when they come there, the very first day they jump out of the airplane, but the next day they're driving the ATVs, and that's a blind guy too, and it's right, left, right? And oh my gosh, no, they're not there. And I think they've only had like one crash, but these are also guys and gals who have been to the end and back. These are so injured. They are, and this is, you get finished with that week, and it's just so life-giving. He also uses a lot of money that he can pull together and send people to things where they might have a passion. If it's not this week, he tries to send them out. Climbing or other things that they're doing. So they've really got it going. Yeah.
That's something special.
Yeah.
I'm such a believer in sports and doing things to heal yourself. And just, mentally and physically, just to be
exactly.
I'm so ADD, and I need to be constantly moving my body, doing things, and have structure. And that is so neat.
Yeah.
That is so cool. All right, so we're going to slide into chapter 2 of this interview.
Okay.
And this is, unless there's, one of the questions is, I kind of slid down a little bit.
Let's go back.
12:18, by the way.
Yeah, I sent a note to Leo and let him know we're going to be another at least 30 minutes.
Yeah. So, what is a memorable moment?
Excuse me a minute, but it was helpful for me to get in for the last 15 minutes just to kind of get your head on. You're coming out of whatever.
I think it's going to be another
45. Okay, so 30. Okay, cool. Okay.
So
you call it.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Well, I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No. I'd say yes.
Okay.
We're good. No.
Okay.
I love the answers you're giving, so let's not rush.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
So, what is a memorable moment that you've had with our charitable giving partners?
I've had many memorable moments with charitable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start that from the top.
Okay. I've had many memorable moments with charitable giving, with our charitable giving partners. But I think the most impressive one was hearing Noah Courier, who is our guest speaker at our annual executive conference in our meetings. And these are executives and strong, healthy, and whatnot. Noah gave this presentation in a wheelchair, and he had us captivated, and you almost felt like if I only could be in a wheelchair, I could be as good as Noah Courier. It sounds really corny, but all of us were so much better off from having heard him, seen his presence. He's running a very big operation, and he's influencing so many lives. I think it certainly made a huge impact on me. And it was very different. It's not easy for him to travel, but he made it. And then we spent the rest of he joined us for some other events, and so that was probably my most memorable. I have two. Can I give you the second one? So the other one was my first opportunity to join the PVA, Paralyzed Veterans of America, National Wheelchair Games. And at the wheelchair games, there are 1,000 competitors, probably 19 or maybe more sports than you can imagine, every kind of sport. And everyone is in a wheelchair of some type or other, doing things that in my generation, if you were that paralyzed, that injured, you would never have gotten out of bed. I think the power soccer is one where they are, they're in a wheelchair, practically could be laying out almost like you would be in a bed. And the wheelchairs are designed to push this ball, and there's goal and whatnot. And we, the First Nation group, are not officiating, but assisting with wheelchair rugby, quad rugby. One of the soccer players, very, very debilitated, comes over to us, and comes over to a guy who was helping the soccer, and he said, I made a goal. He said, how are you? I just made a goal in the last game. This man can never walk. He probably can't even feed himself. No, he cannot feed himself, and he makes a soccer goal. And it was so important to him, and I'm thinking, a soccer goal? How do you make a soccer goal? I went over to watch how you make a soccer goal in the type of these monster power wheelchair. And so for me, that was another one where I'm, first of all, watching quad rugby, people in wheelchairs who have some handicap in all four of their limbs, playing the most aggressive game you've ever seen. So I'm thinking this is pretty amazing. But the one that really made the impression on me was this guy who told a guy who had helped him fix this basket, and that's how the connection was. Really appreciate you fixing my basket. I wanted just to tell you, I wanted to just tell you I made a goal. I mean, you cannot be the same. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and of course, Mindy could tell you 100 of these. But the wheelchair games is
if you were to go to one of those, you'd have those stories every
you do. Yeah, you do. It's yeah, it really is.
Wow.
Can you maybe talk about? I'm just gonna pop in. I know we're talk about that culture at our company and how the employees embrace our company culture with regard to our mission and our service.
Talk about that to me.
Yeah, I can. So our First Nation group employees and the culture that we and they have really developed, and I would say in the last 6 years, really focusing on the combination of blending your work life with your service life. Everyone at First Nation feels like I am here for a purpose. And so in the vernacular, purpose-driven or here for a purpose. I work to give. And so part of the financial giving is everybody has a voice. 160 people have a voice, and as much of a voice as they want to have in how we give. But then when it comes to our job, and that is and this is a boring job, pack boxes, tape them up, ship them out. Bring in big boxes, break them down little boxes, and ship them out. But I'd ask Warehousman, why does it make a difference? I mean, why do you like it here? Because he said, I really like it here. He's a warehouse person. And he says, because I feel like it's a lot different than shipping out refrigerators. I'm shipping out CPAP machines or oxygen directly to the veteran. And so our profit side is so integrated with the charitable side that it touches people every day. And then in addition, we do what we call a quarterly cause connection lunch, kind of a lunch and learn to learn about that. And if they decide to come and join us, it's very well prepared, and we invite a partner, charitable partner in to give a presentation. Then we contribute for every person that comes to the luncheon. It's all virtual these days. Then we contribute $250 to this thing. We had over 90 people. We only have 160, and 90 people signed on to listen to the presentation. So I really do feel like it makes your work day, the hardest work day is not very hard when it can be compared with the challenges of somebody else. And so I think that there is makes your life better, makes your work life better, and certainly makes my life easier when everybody's committed to, the for-profit side, because we got to keep working in order for us to be able to do what we ultimately want to do. So, that one?
That was wonderful. Yeah, I mean, when you like what you do, and
yep.
On top of that, everything you touch is for a better cause.
Helps, doesn't it?
Yeah. We don't quite know that feeling all the time, but sometimes we do. Yeah.
Well, you get to do this. This is a gift for the Fisher House that'll keep on giving. Yeah.
Great segue.
Segue. So you're ready to move on to the Fisher?
Yeah, we can do that, and then
cool.
close it out with the last chapter.
Do you want to? It is 12:30 right now. Are they here?
They are, but I just shared with them that's going to be another 30 minutes, so they were going to go and then come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. These questions are a little, tighter knit, I think, from what we got from Tim, at least. But, so how did First Nation Group and the Fisher House partnership start?
Well, first of all, the First Nation, let me start over again, okay? Because I have to repeat. Could you ask me the question?
Yeah.
Sorry, my posture's bad.
My posture.
I'm just trying to lead into the camera.
Oh,
look towards it.
Okay.
Yeah, please, sure.
So, could you ask me the question again so I started out right?
Are you happy with where I am? Okay. How did First Nation Group and the Fisher House's partnership start?
First Nation Group and the Fisher House partnership, as it's configured today, really started with Tim Patton's really passion for what the Fisher House was doing. They were looking for funding to build the Ann Arbor House. But the Fisher House, for me, goes way back. When I was at Wright-Patterson, I think it was one of the very first Fisher Houses. And the concept in the Fisher family and Zach Fisher who started wasn't a military guy at all. This is something that he, along with, I think, another military leader, said this is what we really need. And it started really in where military, active duty military hospitals were. And so I had my very first tour there at Wright-Patterson. We have a very successful Fisher House at Eglin Air Force Base, very close to where I live. And so I've always known about it, and it serves a very unique purpose, and that is to allow and bring families in to where an active duty member or a veteran is being treated, and either for a military member who's maybe on long-term care, who can't go back to their unit, and so that person can go live in a Fisher House in the meantime, or when you're on active duty, you're not around your family. You are somewhere else, and most often it's not where your parents are or your other family. It allows them to bring in those families to be there, live there just as long as they're needed, and they don't charge. So I'd known about all this time. Tim says, have you ever heard? And I have heard. I've never been in a position to give financially as significantly as we can today. But it is one of those things where one can give. It's a very strong, and it's strongly supported by people who are in the military or who have ever been, met somebody who has been at the Fisher House. It's life-changing, for those families to have that Fisher House. They're for them, really, family caregivers. And the military members or the veterans themselves, if they have to go to a specialty hospital. They have somewhere to get out of the hospital and go stay in a home. And they're all state-of-the-art lovely.
Just to segue on what you just said, you have Kennedy, he's in the military, and what if, God forbid, you had to use that facility? How would that help him and his health? And
so would you like me to use him as an example, or you want me to use the one I do know? I do know an example. Okay.
Do you mind if I...
Yeah, no, whatever. Let me just...
Just go like that, and then boop. So you guys happy with that?
No.
I'll let you,
I'm just trying to think of how to tie them personally for you. If
Personally,
for some reason you needed that resource.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in the military. What if your parents needed that resource?
Right.
Or what would that mean to you?
Right.
And you kind of covered every single question, like all 7 questions in that one.
You did.
Good. Okay, good. Make sure you did.
Yeah, there's
as
some
we
other
talk about
questions, but yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like the topic answers the questions itself. So, but yeah, I mean, I think relating it back to your experience would be...
For, the idea of an experience that you could have and knowing that resource is available, how impactful it would be to Kennedy's health or your health if you had to experience that.
Do you need some water?
Right. Yeah, take one. Yeah. All right. Now let me give you some thought.
How's sound with that? It's great.
Okay, so... So, could you give me a lead question, and I'll see which one it works.
Yeah. So, let's just say something happens and you have someone in the service who needed to use the Fisher House, Michigan as a resource. How impactful would that be as a mother of someone in the service, or someone who is in the service that would, need that?
So Fisher House for family, and just me, for example, I, as a veteran and a retiree, could use the Fisher House, and I do know for a spouse, their husband was in, it wasn't a VA hospital, it was a military hospital. She had about a 40-minute drive to see him, and somebody said to her, well, you know, you could stay at a Fisher House. Didn't even know she could. And he had a long, lingering illness. And so instead of driving that hour back and forth to the hospital, she stayed, it was over a month that she stayed at the military hospital. For families who have their children are on active duty, I have a son who's, you know, stationed right now in Jordan. God forbid he had come home and he would be in a specialty hospital in San Antonio. The last place I would want to be is in my home in Florida to try to figure out how to best serve him. And Fisher Houses, if you have a Fisher House by the hospital where one of your loved ones or friends are, there would be no better place to stay. One, it's right across from the hospital, so there's none of the drama, and it's not a Hampton Inn. It is a lovely chateau of a beautiful place to live. So I would be choosing Fisher House, and for those who have had to live with that kind of tragedy, it's perfect. It's a perfect way to stay.
It's a home for people. It's not a Hampton Inn, like you said.
Yeah. Well, we do, and we know this other guy who's that Aaron I was telling you about, our from. They stayed in there a whole year. So many surgeries and whatnot, and they had 4 kids, and they had all 4 kids there.
Well, just like having it there to, you know, because you don't know how long it's going to take.
No.
And the doctors don't. And it's just, what a wonderful thing.
What would you say if you were talking to another sponsor or donor about Michigan, specifically the Fisher House in Michigan, and, you know, ways, you know, why they should in support of that?
So Fisher House, Michigan is unique from the standpoint of there's not a lot of military installations in Michigan, and certainly in the Detroit area you have Warren. And most of those people like me who have been in the military are very familiar with the Fisher House. So when they think of Fisher House when there's time to do charitable giving. Fisher House in Michigan, they don't have the military presence here, but they need it just as bad or more because they're at the VA, they hopefully will be at the VA in Detroit. And they're here in Ann Arbor where we need the specialty care for those who are coming here. So they don't have the same notoriety and even funding sources that they do in Florida and Wright-Patterson where I come from. So Fisher House of Michigan, having them here is going to be kind of unique and a big challenge because it's privately funded, but they don't have the notoriety that they would have already in other military communities. Yet they're providing the same service. It's a big VA down in Detroit, and it's a big operation up here with the University of Michigan and the hospital up here. So, and the Fisher House of Michigan is focusing much more on the veteran population. It is a dimension that I presume the Fisher family wanted to expand to, and so it's a veteran population that they're looking at here, which also makes them unique in their expenses.
How long has the Fisher House in Ann Arbor been around? If you could answer that in like a complete question.
We just started. I mean, they just.
I think they just opened their doors.
That's what I thought. But I think that's an important thing.
Yeah, when did it?
They just did their well, they didn't do the groundbreaking because it was in June last year, but that was when they opened their doors, 2020, June 2020.
Wow, because I remember them doing the fundraisers with them and them trying to raise money for it. So I think maybe that's something important to state.
Yeah,
Fisher House Michigan up here in Ann Arbor opened just a little over a year ago, and after a long, I presume, fundraising effort, and it has all of the greatness that all of the older ones have, and then some. And so it has been a very big success, and we're hoping that Detroit will be perhaps even sooner and be quite as nice. So, I don't even know what their focus is for Detroit. 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, it's not.
It's a long haul.
Yeah, right now. I think if we want to move on, I mean, I think we captured a lot of what we wanted to for Fisher House.
For sure. I think, there's a good, 4 minutes in there of wonderful things. So, Cheryl, this will be a little different than the things that we've done so far. We're going to be looking directly into the camera.
Okay.
And only to this camera. Try not to look into this one even for a glance, but you're going to be addressing the audience for this next statement.
I will put my gaze down so I don't make awkward eye contact with you, because sometimes that happens. So we're going to look directly into the camera and give a brief Happy Veterans Day message. If you need a second to think about that.
I do. I have to even kind of take a peek at, and I didn't even write a very good one, so
I actually think we have different questions than what.
Oh, okay.
A few different
okay.
questions. Maybe this
on my page?
maybe the ones I edited didn't get to you, which is fine.
I printed one out last night, I did a couple of them.
Yep, she's on the same question.
Yeah. So there's just one or two I'd like to ask with regard to.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cheryl, before we do the direct ones, can we just talk about, can you just give us hey, I'm a retired colonel, talk about you and this company, why this company is important to you.
Yeah, so
I kind of did this.
You kind of did that, yeah. So basically, it'll be first and last name, and
I'm Cheryl Nilsson.
Yeah.
I am the
title and all of that.
owner and
how.
And the reason why I'm doing this, right? Because the whole time, every single time, we have those people that come to us and say, "Well, is Cheryl really the person?" We want to make sure that we're capturing all this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just
we need more
keep talking. Yeah,
Cheryl.
Yeah.
And so really what I'd love for you to do is say, I'm Cheryl Nilsson. I am a retired colonel. If you want to give your title and how many years you served. And then talk about why First Nation Group was the business that you felt made sense for you.
Okay. I'll give it a try and then we'll
Yeah,
edit out as we need, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Cheryl Nilsson, and I'm the CEO of First Nation Group. I am a retired 06 from the Judge Advocate General Corps. I was a lawyer for 23 years in the service, and by the way, loved every minute of it. After my time in the service, I served on as general counsel for a company that's a small business contractor with the Department of Defense, and then with a larger. Let me try again.
No, that was perfect.
That's it? Okay.
You go from there.
Okay, so they can do that.
Yeah, that was
exactly
what we needed.
Then served as counsel for a.
Your breath first, and
Then I served as counsel for a larger Department of Defense contractor, and all the while, especially as a small business contractor, I really thought that and in discussions with a small team from this company, that if we ever could break away and do what we knew best, and that is how to do a business in the government, but now this is now our third career because we are all retired Air Force guys and gals. Couldn't we do this business with the experience we have for the greater good? And so this is now our third gig, as my one friend said, or our career. And slowly, for the last almost 13 years, have put together the concept of what it would be to have, in effect, a social enterprise in the federal government, doing what the federal government does for the veterans and whatnot, and augment it with what we've talked about over the time, the nonprofit. So my specialty is in government contracts, government contract law. I did my law degree at Wayne State University. My last 10 years on active duty, I was a government contract lawyer. I left my last job was in government contract claims. And so government procurement is my specialty. That is precisely that, and HR is precisely, I needed all these different piece parts. And then we were initially in security, and we thought we would be providing security for the Department of Defense. We had an opportunity to get into the medical device business. Started in that after meeting Tim Patton, and put together the combination of this. So we started very, very small, like everybody has to, merged with Jordan Reese's to add this capability, and out of it came First Nation Group, which is the most awesome company you could ever be a part of, because it is that perfect blend of great people, serving, caring, excellence, and profitability that we can then share. Something like that?
Perfect. And then just the last one would be, if you could just tell us in 3 words, best describes First Nation Group.
If I only have 3 words to best describe First Nation Group, I would start with service, excellence, and I have 3 others, but if I only can take one, I would say agility. We're nimble. We're the little engine that could. We can just do it.
Can you do that one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have the 3, just...
1, 2, 3.
Yep. Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
I'm going to use agility or nimble.
No,
Either
I
one?
like it.
I like
Both of
agility.
the way you just said it was perfect.
But he's limiting me to 3.
Expounding on the last one like you did.
But tell me why I need to do it over, because I want to know.
Just like a 1, 2, 3, just because the spaces in between were a little long. Now that we know which 1, 2, 3, let's just fire through those.
Okay.
Agility.
And then you can use the rest. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I only get 3 words to describe First Nation Group, number 1 would be service. Number 2 would be excellence. And the last one, but I have many last ones, would be agility, being nimble. That work?
Great.
Okay. You can jump to chapter 3.
Chapter 3? Okay, cool. So this is the one that we look directly into the camera. And we look directly in the camera and give a brief Happy Veterans Day message.
To all the veterans here and all of those who have gone before us, thank you. First Nation Group prides itself in serving all of you. We support you. We honor you. And we offer this day in First Nation Group as our day of service to remind us that we are free.
Great. How about the next one? Same kind of thing, but we're just going to do a happy holiday
I knew Tim had a heart. He says,
Can we say Christmas?
well, that,
And I was like,
well, the problem with
Thanksgiving.
yeah, he did a good one on that. Yeah, the happy holiday carries with it that little extra.
Could be my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think.
It could be short. Super simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or very long.
Just your First Nation group.
Yeah.
To wish you a happy holiday.
Yeah. Let me just think a minute. Okay.
Tim said something about turkey.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, everybody from First Nation Group. I'm here to wish you a great holiday, sharing time with your family. I certainly will be sharing time with my family. As we get together, we'll pray for each other and all of those that we serve. Have a great time together, and we'll look forward to seeing you back at work soon. Is that okay? Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
I was going to say if we could do that just
Or
one
we
more
can.
time, and then
Okay.
at the end, if you want to just continue to stare into the camera
Okay.
just for a couple
Okay.
beats, just so we can have
Yeah,
that.
just
Okay.
kind of give that I'm
Okay.
looking at you, acknowledge it. Like,
Okay.
Like a
Okay.
smile. Like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody at First Nation Group. I'm hoping and wishing you a great holiday. Enjoy your family. Enjoy everybody getting together. You can be sure I will be enjoying my family as well. As we get together, we'll make sure we pray in thanksgiving for each other and all the blessings that we have. Have a great day. Worked?
Good. Go.
Cool.
And then the last one that's not on here is just a message to the employees. So just want to thank you for all you do.
Okay. And don't we have one? Don't we also? You have to remind on the one on DLC too.
Yep. So the
Okay.
DLC is the last.
Okay. So this one is which one, Miss Mindy? This is thank you to the employees.
Thank you to the employees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an acknowledgement to the employees.
Yeah.
And the structure that they, create for the company.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Oh no.
That'll give me a little time to.
Hey, Maria. So, we're recording 5 minutes.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Yeah, I could be here for like the next minute and a half or so, and then I would be
One group here.
Oh yeah.
So probably like 2 minutes.
Oh,
And then I'll come back out and I'll let you know.
I'll be down the hall. Don't worry at all.
Appreciate it.
I'm
Thank you
sorry
so
about
much.
that.
No,
I
it's
had
not
no
your fault.
idea.
Our fault. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
So, and
It's not likely that they usually have people filming.
yeah, exactly. No, I know.
Right.
And she apologized to me, and I was like, "Oh, you do a great job, lady. You guys." Okay, so
I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody in First Nation Group for all you do every day. For me personally, for the company, for each other, and the veterans that we serve, and those in the underserved in the community where we live and work. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm looking forward to the next opportunity that we can meet and share. Thank you. How about that?
That was gorgeous. Say that I love you.
I'm
going to ask you just do that
Do it
one
again.
more time. Sorry.
No, that's right. That's why I need to look at you to see if it's
Hold
okay.
it,
At
yeah.
the end, yep, just hold on here and just give it a smile. Try
Okay.
not to look away until we tell you.
Okay.
It'll just be like 3 seconds after you finish your last statement.
It'll feel weird, but
Yeah. Let me just think of what I said, right? How did I start that one even?
How quickly did she look away? Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it again.
Just-
This was.
This is to the employees
Mhm.
from you, and I think you said, well, gosh, I don't even know what you said, but.
You said they get from the heart again?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to
Yeah,
be exactly
does the same. I'm just trying to think. Once you get started, it's easier. I'm just going to take a minute. Okay. Hello, all First Nation group employees. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for all you do for First Nation group every single day. I really appreciate all you do for me personally, for the company, the veterans we serve, and those in the underserved in the community where we live and work. I love you very much. I appreciate what you do, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at our next opportunity.
And cut. Great.
Okay. Like that.
So
The only last thing is a message directly to the
Camera.
To the DLC for that.
Right. Okay.
For that meeting.
After the meeting. And what are we calling them? The DLC team, probably, huh? Might as well. Okay.
Dominican literacy.
Oh no, this would be something different. Yeah, this is going to be. It's not even on script.
Yeah.
It's not on script. So.
That's why I said these are different.
Okay.
And this will be at the beginning. So.
Oh, it's at the beginning.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Because
It would be normally.
Be at the meeting. Steve said, "Well, we'd love to have Cheryl if we have it in the queue. We'd love to have Cheryl say, thank you for giving us the opportunity
Yes.
to meet with you today."
So it's beginning the meeting.
Be
Okay.
In person.
Okay.
So this is at the very, very intro.
Mm-hmm.
Have her introduce herself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm
Okay.
Cheryl.
Okay.
Big,
Thanks,
warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably good morning. Good morning.
No, let's
I
not
don't
let's
do
not
it.
do
Don't
Oh, it's okay. Don't try.
Yeah. Because you never know. So deep breath.
Okay, let me just get. I gotta think this through and think this out. Hello, I'm Cheryl Nilsson, CEO of First Nation Group. I know many. Yep.
And just deep breath and just ease into it. And so deep breath, and then you're into it.
Hello, everyone.
That's fine. So what usually
hard.
helps me, I know it's like sometimes when you're addressing directly to the camera, it's a little jarring. So, there's a reason why I'm here and not there. So just what I do is I do a deep breath, and as I exhale, halfway through that exhale, I start my words, because that's a natural progression. You let your words out, and then you're able to inhale. Just basic breath control stuff from stupid theater.
Because if this isn't really good, I would rather not use it. So we'll look at it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll look at it because otherwise I can, because it's going to be virtual anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I can do this. We'll just do this just in case I
Yeah.
can't be there.
So we'll start that breath in 3.
I don't have the right words to start it with. I'm just trying
No,
to.
I think hello everyone.
Hello,
I'm
everyone.
Cheryl Nelson with First Nation Group.
Okay.
Our CEO of our First Nation Group. Happy to be with you today, and thank you for giving us the time.
Okay.
This is who we are and what we do, and we're the best in this business. But anyway.
So 2 sentences. Oh, so it's that much, right?
Just like that.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Cheryl Nilsson, CEO of First Nation Group, and I wanted to tell you that I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you what First Nation has to offer to the DLC and all those who are ordering from the DLC. We have our 2 stars who are going to give you the demonstration and tell you a lot more about First Nation, but we are here to serve. We're excited about the DLC and the prospects and what it will offer to the veterans.
Just one
Okay.
more like that.
Yeah.
And then
Just-
at the end, can you say thank you?
Thank you. Okay.
And with a smile at the end, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3, 2.
Hello, this is Cheryl Nilsson, the CEO of First Nation Group. I just wanted to kick this off to let you know how appreciative we are to have this opportunity to let you know a little bit more about First Nation Group, what we have to share with the DLC and the veterans, and to let you know we're really excited about what the DLC's prospects are, where we're going, and how we're going to be able to together better serve the veteran. Thank you.